एक और खास मेहमान हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं राजेश सतपुते और सिमी भौमिक तो हैं जिनसे हम ये समझ रहे हैं कि आज शुक्रवार का दिन है जब हफ्ते का आखिरी दिन हो और सामने लंबा वीकेंड हो और बाजार के अंदर इस तरह का उथल पुथल हो तो समझना बेहद ज़रूरी हो जाता है कि आखिरकार निफ्टी और स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक क्या अप्रोच होनी चाहिए। इसलिए जी बिजनेस के साथ आप दिन भर आप जुड़े रहें, आपको फॉरेन का आउटलुक भी आपको बताएंगे और डोमेस्टिक फ्रंट पे क्या क्या गतिविधियाँ हो रही हैं, पर्टिकुलर शेयर्स में क्या करना है, ये आप समझते रहिएगा। राजेश, मार्केट के अंदर एक बार ऐसा होता है कि कई बार आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी बैक टू बैक मिल जाती है। एक अपॉर्चुनिटी तब थी जब बाजार के अंदर तेज गिरावट आई, जिन लोगों ने प्लस किया शायद बाजार में गिरावट पे उतना खोया नहीं होगा जितना रिकवरी पे उनको मिल गया था। ये अपॉर्चुनिटी वापस मिल रही है क्या आज के सेशन में?
मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। देखिए, हमको फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल निफ्टी में ये समझना पड़ेगा कि निफ्टी ने ऑलमोस्ट 1000 पॉइंट का करेक्शन किया है, उसमें से भी 500 पॉइंट का करेक्शन इवेंट के सामने किया है। मुझे लगता है जो आपने कहा वो एकदम सही था, यानी परसों के दिन हमें जो 500 पॉइंट का गैप मिला था, तो जिनके पास एक्सपोजर था, जिसके पास अपॉर्चुनिटी था, उन्होंने डेफिनेटली उसको कैपिटलाइज किया। मुझे लगता है कि ये मार्केट अभी यहाँ पे सेटल होगा। इसी वन हैज़ टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट अगर 500-600 पॉइंट का पुल बैक आता है फॉलोइंग द इवेंट, तो यहाँ पे 50-100 पॉइंट की यहाँ पे निफ्टी में करेक्शन भी आ सकती है। लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि मोटा मोटी मार्केट में जो फॉल था, मार्केट में जो करेक्शन था, वो फॉर द टाइमिंग यहाँ पे ओवर हो चुका है। क्योंकि अगर आप कल का इवेंट देखिए, PSU बैंकिंग ने कितना अच्छा आउट परफॉर्म किया, और मुझे लगता है कि ये सेक्टोरल चर्निंग जो है, जैसे कल हमने PSU देखा, परसों मेटल देखा, तो ये चलता ही रहेगा। ये मार्केट में बाइंग अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती रहेंगी। यहाँ पे देखिए फार्मा, अगर मैं बात करना चाहूँ तो फार्मा में देखिए, फार्मा में एवरीवन वाज सो बेरिश, सबको लगता था कि फार्मा में ओवर हो चुका है और यहाँ से करेक्शन होगा। लेकिन जैसे ही ट्रंप आए और उसके बाद हमने देखा एक स्टेटमेंट के बाद फार्मा में एक स्ट्रॉन्ग पुल बैक मिला। मुझे लगता है वही चीज़ अगर आप देखो तो यहाँ पे IT स्टॉक्स की भी हुई है। दे आर अवेलेबल एट ए डर्ट चिप प्राइस, में भी यहाँ पे आपको थोड़ा होल्ड करना पड़े, बट एक्यूमुलेशन के लिए मुझे लगता है IT स्टॉक्स बहुत अच्छे लेवल्स पे अवेलेबल है।
ऑल राइट, सिमी, आपसे ये भी जानना चाहेंगे कि PSU बैंक्स का जिक्र अभी राजेश ने भी किया कि कल बहुत ही अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस देखने को मिला, खासतौर पर निफ्टी बैंक को काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया, लेकिन आपकी बेट आज के लिए एक्सिस बैंक पर है। क्या कुछ वजह है इसको चुनने के लिए, और टारगेट स्टॉप लॉस यहाँ पर क्या चूज कर रही है?
साक्षी, वजह तो यही है क्योंकि कल का सेशन में अच्छा रैली दिखाया था, एकदम मेजर सपोर्ट में आ गया था। अगर चार्ट देखोगे तो रिजल्ट्स के बाद से एक्सिस बैंक बहुत नीचे चला गया था, जो भी करेक्शन होने का था हो गया है, और नीचे जो फॉर्मेशन बना दिया है, देख के लग रहा है कि ये स्टॉक, इसमें जो करेक्शन आने का था वो आ चुका है। और लॉन्ग टर्म का भी सपोर्ट देखेंगे तो 470-465 के आसपास एक्सिस बैंक का एक अच्छा सपोर्ट था, वो सपोर्ट वापस काम किया है ऐसा लग रहा है चार्ट देख के। कल के सेशन में ये स्टॉक ओपनिंग के बाद से इतना अच्छा मोमेंटम में था। आज भी मुझे लगता है कि अगर नीचे ये स्टॉक वापस मिलता है तो खरीदारी करनी चाहिए। इनफैक्ट जो मेरा टारगेट है, मैंने आज का टारगेट छोटा ही दिया था, पर ओवरऑल मुझे लगता है कि जैसा मोमेंटम इसने एक्वायर किया है, ये स्टॉक वापस 490 से 485 के बीच में मिलेगा या 495 के आसपास भी मिलेगा, तो भी पोजिशनल बाइंग के लिए मैं सजेस्ट कर रही हूँ। और हो सकता है बहुत ही शॉर्ट टर्म में ये स्टॉक 540 से 550 का लेवल दिखा दे। थोड़ा सा डिप में मिलता है तो अच्छा होगा, क्योंकि कल का सेशन का रैली डिस्काउंटेड हो जाएगा। अगर डिप मिलता है तो ठीक है। मैंने आज के लिए टारगेट उतना बड़ा नहीं रखा था, इंट्राडे का टारगेट मैंने 513 से 517 का ही रखा था। 520 के आसपास एक माइनर रेजिस्टेंस है, वो शायद इसको आज क्रॉस नहीं कर देगा, पर वापस इसमें बाइंग नेक्स्ट वीक आएगी। और 540
चलिए, इसी के साथ हमारे साथ एक बहुत ही खास मेहमान जुड़ चुके हैं। हमारे साथ मार्केट गुरु जिम रॉजर्स जुड़ चुके हैं। गुड मॉर्निंग मिस्टर रॉजर्स, थैंक्स वेरी मच फॉर sparing your time for us on Zee Business. First up, the last time that we spoke, you were betting big on Donald Trump to be the next US president. How worried are you? What is the state of your mind?
Well, he won, so I didn't vote for him, but at least I got that right. No, I'm worried about what's going to happen, mister. If he does what he says he's going to do, we should all be very worried.
Mr. Roger, are you believe that Trump policy is good for the emerging countries?
Well, what he's talking about is trade war with with China and Mexico at least, and perhaps others. Trade wars have never been good for anybody, either country or the world. And if you have trade wars with America, Mexico, and China, everybody's going to suffer. Everybody.
But Mr. Roger, we have a we have a view from Mr. Shalabh Kumar, which is a close friend of Mr. Trump, and he's a close, the key member of his team. he says that as if we compare with the India and the China, Mr. Trump have a very flexible and a lenient policy with the India as compared with the China. So if we got a loss in the China, it will become a good profit for the India. Do you believe like this situation?
No, because with China and America in trade war, the whole world economy is going to be suffering. You're talking about the two largest economies in the world. That's not good. That's not good for anybody. How can the world economy be doing well if the two largest economies are in a war? And besides, I mean, India cannot replace China as far as a market for the U.S. or vice versa.
Right. And also there has been a long time concern amid the technology space, IT, because already Trump has been in his campaign saying that whatever job lost to outsourcing, he's going to get them back for the Americans. So is that a huge concern for India as far as the IT space is concerned, or the pharma space as well, as a huge portion of revenues is garnered from US for us?
Well, of course it's a problem, because if he says he's going to get them back, look to see where they went. And that's what he's going to do. Now, from India's point of view, though, he does say he likes India. He doesn't say he likes China. He says he doesn't like China. So at least he likes China. He likes India. He likes Russia. He says he likes Mr. Putin. So India, Russia, a few places will be hurt less badly. But you all both know that if there's trade war, history shows that trade wars are always bad for everybody.
Right. Mr. Rogers, just one more thing. Have you noticed a slight difference in the attitude after he has been chosen as the next US president? Because earlier in his statements, he appeared to be very aggressive, very combative. And in his speech after the victory, he has chosen a little conciliatory tone. Have you seen any difference? And will that mean that for emerging markets, especially India, it may turn out to be not that bad?
Well, we all have noticed he's calmer now than he was a week ago, or even 5 days ago. Does it mean he's going to tone down? I don't know. Remember, he said the first day I'm putting tariffs on China. The first day I'm starting a wall with Mexico. I mean, these are things he says adamantly he's going to do. Now, maybe he's going to go there the first day, the first week, and do nothing. He will look like a fool, but he doesn't seem to mind.
But Mr. Roger, do you believe that US election is a part and parcel of a timeline? If we pass the event, but the Indian domestic factor is so strong, we are working on a GST, we have a good monsoon, we have a good numbers on a corporate front. Do you believe India is a standout and decouple up to a certain extent?
I certainly see better things in India. The GST change is certainly very dramatic if it goes through, and it looks like it will. Yeah, this is great. That means that India will be hurt less badly. But I have to emphasize again, the lesson of history is most people don't learn the lessons of history. But one lesson of history is trade wars have always been bad for everybody. He swears he's going to do. I hope he's not. I hope he doesn't. Goodness knows, if we start having major trade wars, we're all going to suffer. India will suffer less badly because Mr. Trump likes India, he says. But how can you avoid it? How can you be insulated or isolated from the largest economies in the world in a trade war?
But why is it, Mr. Rogers, that markets all over have given him a kind of a thumbs up? Yesterday we saw Dow Jones close at a record high level. Indian markets were cheering. Is that a Trump rally, and is this going to sustain, or is it just like momentary?
In my view, it's momentary. Everybody's now focusing on the fact that he's calmed down, that he's talking about tax cuts, and he's talking about major infrastructure spending. That all sounds good. It's all wonderful. And if he doesn't do trade wars, then happy days are here again. We're all going to be very happy. I love a trade tax cut because we all need infrastructure spending. So it'd be great for America for a while. But remember, America's the largest debtor nation in the world. Somewhere along the line, the market and everybody else is going to say, wait a minute, who's going to pay for all this?
Right. Mr. Rogers, I just wanted to ask you one follow-up question on this, which is, are you still betting on stocks, or are you short on stocks right now?
I'm short the U.S. I own shares in other places. If I weren't talking to you right now, I'd be buying Russia. Russia's beaten down, as you know, and Mr. Trump and Mr. Putin seem to like each other.
So what's your view on the Indian stock market? Are you buying something in Indian stock markets?
Well, I'm not, because, the Indian stock market's high. I prefer to buy things that are beaten down. And Russia's very, very, comparing the two, Russia's very, very cheap. And Mr. Trump says he likes Mr. Putin. And he likes the Russians. If that's the case, then you're going to get a much bigger swing in Russia than you are in nearly anywhere in the world, including India.
Indian stock market, do you believe there is a valuation problem or there is something else which you are, making your views negative for India?
No, I'm not negative for India now. Mr. Modi has he started making some positive changes. He started doing something. For a while, he just talked. But now, this change with the GST, you know as well as I do, that is extremely dramatic and positive for India. I hope more things come along too.
Right. Mr. Rogers, just a landmark decision was initially taken by Prime Minister Modi, and that was a ban on the larger currency bills. We wanted to understand what is your view of the same. Do you think it's a bold step in terms of curbing black money, and will it actually result in the same?
Well, that's what he says. You should watch Zee Biz. You know better than I do. I don't like any kind of restrictions on people and their money. And most people don't either. But Mr. Modi says it's going to do good things for India. We'll see.
Sir, if you are bearish on the equity markets, especially on the Indian front, do you believe you can pay or you can earn the money from the dollar or from the gold or from the debt market?
From the black market?
Or the debt market?
No, debt's I'm short junk bonds in the United States. I don't see how the debt market anywhere can be well, take that back. I'm buying Russian government bonds, short-term Russian government bonds today also. But other than special situations, I don't see how anybody can make money in debts for a long time.
Right. Mr. Rogers, commodity prices, they have inflated by about 50 to 60%. So are you long on commodities at present?
Yes, I'm long commodities. I'm not buying gold at the moment. I'm not buying, I'm just watching at the moment because they have had a very strong rally. But I own them, yes. I own gold. I own gold too, but I'm not buying gold.
Right. And what about crude? We have seen knee-jerk reaction. It did dip about 4% the day Trump was announced as the next US president. And somehow, do you feel that the crude prices are consolidating at present? And going forward, what are the kind of prices that we see?
Energy, oil, is in the process of making a complicated bottom. And 2 or 3 years, we're going to look back and say, oh, yes, oil made its low in 2015, 16, 17, 18. If you want to buy crude, you should buy Russia. You'll make much more money because the Russian market is extremely dependent on the price of crude. I said it's making a bottom. You'll make a lot more money buying shares in Russia than buying crude itself.
Mr. Roger, do you believe from a very long time we are seeing that the FIs are not present in Indian stock market? With the completion of this event, when the Trump won the elections and the GST is going on the pace, we have a good monsoon. Do you believe FIs right now like the India's valuation, Indian economy, and they will come back to India and they can invest in India?
No, I'm sure they will. India's on my list again. Mr. Modi did nothing, so it's off my list. But no, India's back on my list, but it's not, the market's high. Right. I don't like to buy things that are up. I like to buy things that are down.
Right. Mr. Rogers, which sectors are you betting on in India especially? Which sectors do you believe they will actually do well in the rest of FY17?
I'm not looking. I'm not buying anything in India, so I have no idea. If you can tell me some things that are down, then I might look at them. But, if you're looking for, I told you about Russia, if you're looking for new places to buy, marijuana. Look at marijuana. Marijuana is now legal in the United States. It's been illegal for 100 years. Now, I know it's hard to get your head around that for most people because it has been illegal for so long. But now it's legal in many countries, and it's legal in the United States. I don't have any marijuana stocks to suggest to you, but if you're looking for something new and cheap and exciting, look at Russia. Look at marijuana.
Right. Mr. Rogers, just one more question on Trump, and that is that, you were saying that Trump becoming the next US president is not going to be good. There are going to be trade wars. There is going to be bankruptcy. So what is Trump going to be good for? Is there any space where it is going to benefit?
Coal, he said he's going to do everything he can for coal. Steel, he says he's going to protect steel. Now, this is part of a trade war, but I mean, he can't help coal, and coal is depressed. I guess wall building, he would be good for wall building. But other than protectionism, which ultimately is bad for all of us, I don't see much.
Mr. Roger, are you believe that Indian government is, whatever he is taking the step to improve the economy, are you satisfied with that particular step, right from the black money to the GST?
It's better than it was, yes. He certainly seems to be doing something finally. But again, the market knows that. If you watch Zee Biz, you'll know. The market is not cheap. The market hasn't collapsed in India. Everybody else knows he's doing good things. Finally. So India should be better. India should be
better, and that is on a positive note. Thanks very much, Mr. Rogers, for joining us on this special day and sparing your time for us especially. And thank you very much. Your opinion really matters. 100 million people watching you all over the world. Thank you very much for this.